The energy market operator has warned that the energy grid is not ready for the closure of the Eraring coal plant. The plant has already been extended to 2027 and several others are also set to close in the next 5 years. Federal political reporter Isabella Tolhurst joins us now. Bella, what has the Australian energy market operator had to say about this?
Well, they've said we're going to have to adapt and adapt quickly, Gemma. They say that the energy grid is not ready for the closure of coal-fired plants and that the risk is blackouts across eastern Australia. The Eraring coal plant in the Hunter Valley was meant to close this year, but it's already been extended until 2027. Now, the energy operator says that there are enough renewables in the grid to help cover its closure, with solar in particular coming on in a major way as a new energy source, but there isn't enough supporting infrastructure in order to keep that energy grid stable. Apologise for getting into the nitty-gritty here, but the main issue of this report, they say, is that synchronous condensers, which help absorb reactive power and help keep the grid stable, are not due to be installed until after this Hunter Valley power plant closure. Without those condensers, there's a risk of system failures and therefore blackouts. It's worth noting that AEMO, the government, Origin Energy and Transgrid are working together to make sure that there is as little disruption to consumers as possible. But the coalition, of course, have taken this news this morning and absolutely run with it. It really suits their new energy policy that they have been spruiking, saying that Labor's approach to energy and it's the transition to renewables is too close-minded. The coalition are arguing for an agnostic approach to technology. They say that we need to be extending these coal-fired plants as well as setting up more gas to maintain that stable energy grid. Shadow Energy Minister Dan Tehan blamed the government for closing down coal-fired plants too early, and he says that when the energy operator gives a warning like this, that we should heed it. Barnaby Joyce, however, though, acknowledged that the coalition should have done more when they were in government to build new coal-fired power plants in anticipation for the closure of these ageing plants, which we are now seeing happen. It is worth noting, though, that the extension of these power plants come at a huge cost. The extension of Eraring is costing taxpayers $225 million a year, and it's those costs that Labor say is driving up our power prices. They say by having to extend these ageing coal-fired stations, we're paying more, and they argue that the transition to renewables will mean that we don't have to pay these extension costs and therefore our power bills come down. So this news is being received by each side of politics, and they each have a different proposal for the best way to solve the issue. Gemma?
Federal political reporter Isabella Tolhurst there in Canberra. Thank you.